one was, okay, this is really a good question too. All of you have private jobs. I mean, you all have businesses and things that you're doing. How do you expect to balance the huge time commitment as a mayor with your need to continue private enterprise positions? Brad?
Well, actually, for me, I'm a structural engineer, and I have an office downtown, and I just opened it up a year ago. And the way I set it up is I have a couple young guys at work. I get the work, and I financed it, and I'm training them, and I work about 5 to 10 hours a week at my job for my salary because I'm in that kind of position. I spend currently today 60 to 70 hours on city stuff because that's what I want to do. That's my passion. So I've arranged my schedule so that I can do that. My wife has this thing about wanting to eat and having money for groceries, so I had to get my job situation taken care of. And actually, she opened a business too to help out, so it's great.
Okay, Garrett?
So I have been on the council for 7 years. This is my 8th year right now. My wife and I were partners in our business. We work together. We drive to work together. I have the great privilege of having a great partner that really runs our business today. So she runs the business, and I work on our community efforts. And we go to everything that we can possibly attend. We attend together when we can. We have a great staff, and one of our managers broke her hip last week, and so we're working a little more. But we have the ability to run our business without interfering with the work that I do for the government.
For me, it's real easy. Well, there's two parts to my answer. One, I have investment properties, apartments that I'm involved in. Those are pretty low key. We have apartment managers that manage them, so they don't require a lot of work. Second thing, I'm in the building business. How many builders are there in this room? Anybody besides me? Okay, all the builders that have jobs going on right now, raise your hand. So I have a lot of spare time on my hands right now. The building business is in the tank. I don't see a recovery. You can't build houses unless you expect to make a profit. And I can promise you there is no profit right now. We have to get through this recession, through this correction, before my business will come back.
Thank you, Bill. This next question has to do, I guess, with some people sitting over here with the Modesto City Schools. The question is, what role do you see the city playing in supporting high-quality education in our community for our children? Brad, start it off.
Well, I think I can credit Arturo Flores for helping me learn to see the connection between the Modesto City Council and the city and the schools. I frankly was blind to that until he began working on me about 4 years ago. And what I saw through that is that third grade child that's struggling in school and probably is going to end up not graduating is the same child at 18 that I say to Arturo, how come you're not producing good people for us to employ? So what happened is it began a relationship that got us to talk about it. And one of the things that I will do in some form or another is work in partnership with the Modesto City Schools, Sylvan School District, and all the school districts to try and figure out how to connect these magnet schools, which what we've been talking about is an engineering and science school that has several exits out of it. But I told Arturo, I'm not interested in doing that unless we have jobs for these kids when we get done, because what good is it for us to do that? So my job is to involve industry and our people, our employers in the community to help finance internships during the school process so the kids can find out which way they want to go. Do they want to go to college? Do they want to go not to college? They want to just get their high school education, or what kind of job can they have? So we no longer can be the Modesto City Schools and the city of Modesto. We have to work together because it's the only way it's going to work. And one other thing that I want to kind of digress on just a minute, and that's back to the family. That's the reason I went around and apologized to all of the city's board members because of us asking them to raise our children. That's not the school system's job. It's the community's job. So we're working on a values and principle-based training in the whole city, and it's just started very low-key grassroots to try and help build back into the families. And when we do that, then the kids will come to school ready to learn, and we'll be able to get back to education. Thank you.
Thank you, Brad. Eric?
Thank you, Nick. There's been a lot of things. I already mentioned I'm on the PK board, and I've been there for, I don't know, 8 years or more. I'm also on the Stanislaus Partners in Education. It helps kids get into internships. It also helps teachers understand what the industry needs in the way of business, kids coming out of school, what their employment needs are. The church I go to also runs a program where they walk down to the school, bring the kids back to their church in the afternoon and mentor them. And it's a program that I'd like to see all of the churches really adopt a school and help all the kids that are behind grade level and bring them up to their grade level reading wise and math. And that's a huge thing. And finally, the SPY is also doing a program right now in Houston where they've teamed a retirement home with a school and have the seniors going over after school and also mentoring kids that are behind grade level. And I think that's a program that we could take all of our senior communities, Bethel, Dale Commons, and all the other seniors and facilities, and team them up with the school to bring all of these schools and the kids that are behind grade level, bring them up so that they're really prepared to go through and not drop out. That's the biggest thing. Being behind grade level correlates to dropping out of school, and we can fix that.
Bill?
Education is a serious problem in Modesto, Stanislaus County, area-wide. Serious problem. Part of our employment problem relates back to the education that we are producing in our area. In other words, it's challenging if you look at our county and where it ranks amongst other counties across our state. We're at the bottom end. Quite frankly, that's not acceptable. And we should not, as a community, accept the standard the way it is. It must change. It has to change if we're going to be able to attract businesses to our community. I've debated with community leaders about how can we get jobs here, how can we get businesses to be attracted to here. Number one, most difficult issue is fix the educational level. Stop the dropouts, keep the kids in school. Now, it's easier said than done. As mayor, what would I do? One of the first things I would do is put together some leaders in our community to have specific challenges. We have a unique community. We have some very brilliant minds that are not being utilized to figure out what's it going to take. It's not just throwing money at it anymore. First of all, there's lots of money there, but more money isn't going to solve the problem. Food could be a problem for some children as far as being able to stay focused during the day, and those problems can be addressed also. But we have to address education specifically in our community to attract jobs here. And that is very, very key to solving our unemployment issues.